Hi, welcome to Home Church. I am part of the senior leadership here, Pastor Nate, and I am excited to kick off a brand new series called Relationships. We're going to take that through for the next couple of weeks, and it is by far my favorite subject to talk about, to help people not only walk in, but experience the best version of relationships in every aspect of their lives, with the ultimate relationship being with Jesus Christ. In Genesis chapter 2, we have the story of creation. And down to verse 18, God has now made man and placed him in the garden with jobs and responsibilities to do. He then realizes and makes this statement. I find this funny that the God of the universe is, maybe this isn't a great word, but he is experimenting. He's trying some things out. He's seeing how man would evolve. That's the thing that we have to understand about our God, that we weren't made to be robots, that he gave us personalities. When he breathed his breath into us, he gave us a soul that was very unique and that represented a piece of God himself. And that God would create things and then step back and see how man would respond. And God makes a statement in verse 18. He says, "It is not good for man to be alone. I've got him jobs, I've got him this beautiful place, but it's not good for him to be by himself." He then begins to create the animals and parade the animals in front of Adam and allow Adam to name them what he called them. Just completely mind-blowing part of the story, that Adam began to call them out about the descriptions, that names mean something. We could go off on a tangent there, but God then steps back and goes, that's not good enough. I now need to create for him someone else. I need to create for him someone that's just like him. I need to create for him woman. And so he makes another being that he again breathes his soul into, puts another piece of his character into, and creates another being for Adam to not be alone. I want to take you to 1 Peter chapter 4. This is a tremendous set of scriptures where the author is beginning to write about all of these things that the Gentiles would do, all of these things that the Gentiles were living like, and how those things were going to go away as you begin to have a relationship with Christ. But then he says this in verse 8. He says, "Above all, keep loving one another earnestly, since love covers a multitude of sins." Then he goes on to say, "Showing hospitality one to another without grumbling. As each has received a gift, use it to serve one another as good stewards of God's varied grace. Whoever speaks as one who speaks oracles of God. Whoever serves as one who serves by the strength that God supplies, in order that everything God may be glorified through Jesus Christ." He says, love one another because love covers a multitude of sins. The superhuman activity and strength of love being acted out in our lives. He said that it actually covers, it wipes out, it looks over, it wipes away a multitude of sins. That you and I have been given relationships, that God formed relationships in our lives so that we can connect with other pieces of God's character, that we become more whole as a group than we are as an individual. Not that we don't have individual gifts, not that we don't stand out as an individual, not that we shouldn't embrace our individuality, but together, when each individual comes together, we have the wholeness of God. He said that you and I, through those relationships, we're given the power of love, because love covers a multitude of sins. Just mind-blowing. And throughout the rest of this month, we're going to talk about the power of relationships, the power that relationships have in each of our lives. We all want to experience relationships that are thriving, relationships that are robust, relationships that are growing and that are healthy and in a good place. But for some of us, for many of us, we don't get to just start with introductions and then growing, thriving relationships. We actually have to start at a different place. We actually have to start at healing. We have to experience full healing from God, inside and out, to a place where we can form those relationships. First in our healing relationship with our Father, and then healing our relationships with those around us. So follow us throughout this month as we talk about the healing, the growth, and the thriving of all of the relationships in our lives. I hope that you stay with us every Sunday morning, 9 a.m. on Facebook Live, and then soon after on our website, our app, and on our YouTube page. We're going to have those videos up. Look for other messages, one coming out tomorrow by my friend Alina Daigle. She shares her thoughts on relationships. And come with us on this journey, relationships, the power of growing, thriving, and healing them. Talk soon.